just for the ones like that that go straight up, they want 25, 30. And I damn sure would have got me some that did the letter A.
Say my dog Illuminati, Slab Report Live. Motherfucker say my dog Illuminati. You don't know my nigga. You don't know this nigga. Oh, there go my dog.
When I say retractable, I mean that the needle goes into the syringe. There's a tube with a spring in it, so that makes the needle pop right back up. You can put liquid into the syringe, and it'll go up into the handle of the plunger. Doesn't hurt a bit.
Oh, that's right. I didn't feel it. Oh, that's right. I didn't feel it.
Doesn't hurt a bit.
I want you to relax this arm.
Oh, I'm filming. That's the problem. I'm in like my filming sense. Okay.
And just relax for me. Yeah.
All right, well. There you go. Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody. Oh, it's only part one. It's only part one.
And
right?
no blood.
No
blood.
blood. Okay.
Is that Band-Aid for you?
See, I proved my point. I am actually a vampire. Oh my gosh. Well, listen.
With the vaccine.
We are hoping for the best, encouraging you guys to
I would
do it when you can.
5 minutes
And
for this
we're all in this
person.
together,
Yeah,
as we said.
Is something that one party would support and
Sure.
another party would not support, trying to say this is something that every American should get as soon as it is available.
Yeah, the problem is it's not that widely available yet, and there are also a lot of people who still cannot get it. Mario Gabelli, sorry to cut you off there on the stock picks, but we are watching and taking this live shot.
Yeah, but that's an important part.
No.
Every living president should have a shot at the same time on that television set. So just continue that visibility.
All right, peace, y'all. Peace. Yeah, in this video right here, I'm gonna be talking about the sister Whitney Houston. All right, and what basically happened with her death. All right, so we're gonna talk about some things that correlate with this situation and how I'm gonna give y'all some pointers on how and what to look out for when you're dealing with certain things. All right, so we gotta be very careful playing with certain things. All right, so we're gonna talk about it. Whitney Houston, and like I always say, I'm gonna be respectful. With all due respect, I don't mean to disrespect anyone of the Houston family or the Brown family. I'm gonna be very respectful, but I want to get to certain things and pinpoint certain things here. So we gonna get right into it, man. So she the night of the Grammy party, right? The Grammys party was February 11th, 2012. Now I want y'all to pay attention. Now y'all know that I'm not into numerology or gematria or nothing like that. But these numbers are very corresponding. It's like you couldn't avoid it because it's 2/11/2012. So the number 1 and 2, appears to be significant here in this whole situation. It was really weird. We're gonna look at what the number 211 is. The number 211 is a blend of the attributes and energies of number 2 and the attributes of number 1, appearing twice, amplifying its influence and relating to the karmic master number 11. Number 2 carries the vibrations of duality, partnership and relationships, diplomacy and adaptability, sensitivity and selflessness. All right, number 2, that sounds like a lot of industry people to me, if you ask me. Number 2 also resonates with faith and trust in your divine life purpose and soul mission. Number 1 relates to new beginnings and starting new projects, motivation and progress, self-reliance, achievement, and attainment. Number 1 reminds us that we create our own realities with our thoughts, beliefs, and actions. Master number 11 brings the principles of spiritual awakening and enlightenment, illumination and mysticism, creativity and idealism, inspiration and intuition, self-expression and sensitivity. See, this is all explaining everybody that attended that Grammy party that night. All right, so when we look at these numbers, it's significant, right? And I'm going to get into all of this because this is very important that we need to pay very close attention to what's going on. All right, so the night of the party, before all of this took place, they said that Whitney Houston was tripping that night, all right? Like she was walking through the halls, causing a scene, causing commotion and things of that nature.
But on Thursday night, Whitney Houston danced and partied at a Hollywood nightclub. Pictures show her sweaty, disheveled, one leg bloody. Friends say she was drinking champagne. And on Friday, Houston was seen skipping around the Beverly Hilton lobby, somersaulting at the pool. Again, her clothes in disarray and her hair wet.
She looked bad. Her clothes didn't match. Some people said she smelled of alcohol.
On Saturday, Houston was in her room at the Beverly Hills Hilton, preparing for a performance scheduled for the music business elite at Clive Davis's pre-Grammy party.
All right, so yeah, I mean, they said that she was tripping or causing a scene. I mean, now, I have an idea what possibly could happen. It was either one of the two, okay, because either she was either high on some type of drugs or she was under spiritual possession, okay? Because they did say, the coroners did mention that when they went in the room, there was drugs found and paraphernalia, all of this stuff. But we don't know. So we want to get into it. But then I'm going to talk about the spirit possession later. I'm saying about the spirit possession and all of that later. But, yeah, I'll be honest. I think it was one of the two. You know what I'm saying? I believe it was one of the two. And it's fine. It's kind of odd that nobody, was like around her at that time, because she, if I'm not mistaken, she booked the whole 4th floor, right, of the hotel. And where the party was, she had the whole 4th floor, her and her entourage. So it's kind of odd that nobody went and checked on her or whatever like that. But I remember that they were saying before that she was clean. You know what I'm saying? Before she had passed away, she was clean. She had to do that movie Sparkle. So I'm not sure if I don't know how to direct this, because if they saying that there was paraphernalia in the room, then yes, she was doing drugs, but then maybe she relapsed. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna think about that. Put that into consideration. All right, so fast forward, Brandy and Monica had an interview along with Clive Davis, right? And this is where Whitney Houston comes into play, which is very significant here. So. Mid-interview, Whitney Houston comes and interrupts the interview, right? I don't know what appears to be she's not really herself, okay? Monica speaks out and says, "Why are you wet?" I'm gonna just show the clip.
Last week, Eve cameras were there with you and Monica when we did an interview, and Whitney showed up. She handed you a note. What was on that note?
I'm gonna just not say what it was and just keep it to myself.
Okay.
my own personal reasons.
All right, so she passed Brandy a note. She passed Brandy a note, right? But Brandy never revealed what was on that note. All right. Now, this could be a cry out for help. This could be a cry out for help, and we have to understand that these people that are in these type of organizations, man, they're never gonna tell you the truth, man. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna be honest with you. Okay. This is a secret society, and all they ask is trust. Okay, so always remember that. This is why these entertainers, they talk down to people, because they're on a different level, right? They know secrets that you don't know. They know things that they partake in that you don't have any business goes on. All right, so it's their duty to keep you out of the limelight in the way that they progress. All right, so this is their way of maneuvering things. All right, so when Brandy don't tell you what was on the note, you know what I'm saying, that her aunt or whoever, Whitney Houston, put on the letter, you know, she just gonna keep that to herself, because she can't break the oath. All right, she cannot say that the industry killed me or they trying to kill me. She can't say that. All right, so 3:55. Whitney Houston was pronounced dead. Now, pay attention to the word pronounced, meaning the media was told at this time. You know, which is I'm gonna call it a ritual. I'm gonna call it for what it is. 3:55. Any way you want to add this up, I don't care how you do it. It's always gonna add up to 13, right? So we know that they playing here with the general public. So when the media gets the word that Whitney Houston passed away, which I'm going to say she passed away earlier. I'm going to put it out there that she probably passed away around maybe 2 or something like that. And the media got word of her passing, but announced it to the world at 3:55, okay? To make that number 13 appear, all right? So this is to let you know that everything is spiritually done. It has to be aligned spiritually. Now, Whitney Houston probably, like I said, she probably didn't die at 3:55. How would the coroners come in the door at 3:55 and say, "Oh, she just died at 3:55"? No. They were alerted, and then the media got wind of it, and then that's how it hit public information. All right, so we know the number 13 is definitely spiritual. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to go into it. If you know, you kind of know. You know what I'm saying? But the number 13 is definitely spiritual. Like I said, I don't practice gematria or numerology, but you have to understand when rituals are done, these type of people partake in this type of shit. Okay? So if they're practicing this type of work, I don't want no parts of that. All right? I'm going to go over here while they do that type of stuff. I don't want nothing to do with it. All right? So we want to find out now, right? How Clive Davis has enough power to keep Whitney Houston's body floating in a tub for almost 6-7 hours, right? She was pronounced dead, like I said, at 3:55, going on 4 o'clock, and her body was removed almost close to 12 a.m., okay? Now, some of you may and may not know this, but this is all a ritual that was performed, okay? In the occult world, the bathtub is used as soul purification. Okay, the tub represents the vessel, and the fluid, whichever fluid is in the tub, is represents the spirit. Okay, so whether they use blood, human blood, animal blood, or vodka, whatever, that's how they do this type of stuff. So, when you see these rituals being done in front of your face, you know that this is what's basically going on now. I'm gonna pinpoint a certain story that took place. Okay. Now, we look at how Whitney Houston died and Bobby Christina died, who was a daughter who died 6 months apart from Whitney Houston at the age of 22. You see that number, 22? Okay, Whitney Houston died on the 4th floor, 22. So we know that this is all ritualistic shit that they playing with, all right? Whitney Houston and Bobby Christina died the exact same way. Now, there was a young lady a couple of years ago that thought that she was playing with Papa Legba, right? But invoked a different spirit, in which, in return, came back and attacked her, okay, for playing, all right? So this is why I said, a lot of people that claim they're into this type of stuff, they don't know what they're doing. They just following it as a fad, you know? If you want to partake in this type of stuff, you know, you got to know what you're doing. You can't just pick it up and think that you got it down packed, you know, because if you don't know what you're doing, shit like this can happen. That's why I said this is very dangerous. All right, so I'm pretty sure this young woman was watching American Horror Stories and wanted to mimic what she saw, okay, in the show. All right, there was a scene where they sacrificed the girl to what was supposed to appear as Papa Legba, but this is a totally different spirit. Okay, this is a spirit of the dead. All right, now this is not your ancestors. Papa Legba has never once asked anybody to give him a human sacrifice. Okay, they don't deal with that type of stuff. All right, that's something else. All right, that's something else. So when you see in TV, which this young woman probably did, she probably saw this TV show and wanted to mimic it, and thought that was cool. Which in return, it backfired on her. Okay. So you guys gotta be very careful and not play around with this type of stuff, and understand that these people in the industry use these tactics to get rid of individuals, okay? Because it's a spiritual world. It's a spiritual world. Here's a clip of Bobby Christina's aunt, Leola Brown, saying that Whitney Houston never even liked taking baths. She didn't get in no bathtub. So this is crazy.
Whitney was fine. She was fine. And another thing, Whitney did not get in bathtubs in hotels. That was something that she and I discussed on many occasions.
All right, so there you see it, man. This is real deals, man. I ain't gonna lie, I believe the industry sacrificed her to a certain spirit, you know what I'm saying? And whoever attended that party, I'm pretty sure they still having a good career. All right, they pretty sure they are. You know, whether they doing verses or whatever, they doing something to maintain and stay afloat. All right, they ain't broke. Okay, I promise you that. I promise you that. Also, I want to pinpoint something. They had predicted Whitney Houston's death in the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air episode. Okay, this episode aired in 1991. All right, this was when Whitney Houston was still hot. You know what I'm saying? She was still hot. So they had snuck this in there though. Pay attention.
A strange joke on the sitcom Fresh Prince of Bel-Air has some speculating Whitney's death had been planned long before. The eerie routine appeared on Season 2, Episode 17, which first aired in 1991, when Whitney Houston was still on top of the world.
What's up, Will? Oh, what happened to your Whitney Houston cutout? She fell apart in the shower.
Alright? So we know now all of this is the industry's doing, okay? She was in the industry for 33 years. Alright? This is what I'm saying. They play with them numbers and stuff like that. She was in the industry for 33 years, which it, clearly states on her death certificate. She was partaking in a lot of these things for that long. It's kind of odd how all of this transpires, but this is what happens when people get involved in this stuff. Another thing we have to pinpoint is that the day of her funeral, right? This is why we know that all of these things go hand in hand. The day of her funeral, they had Egyptian memorabilia at a Christian funeral. Now we know that her mom and all of these people come from a Christian background. Her mom and all of that they were all in choirs and things of that nature, right? So you know, to have Egyptian memorabilia at a Christian funeral was kind of like, I don't know about this, you know. And I'm pretty sure that Whitney Houston probably didn't ask for that. You know, maybe she did. Maybe that was in her will. Who knows? All right, but we would never know. All right, we will never know. This is just the pinpoint certain things and pay attention to. I believe that the elite and whoever was in charge of this was a money pool. I believe that. You know how the industry says you're better off dead than alive, right? So I believe that this was a money pool. Around this time, her sales was depleting, okay, for poor performance. I truly believe that she was in a point of no return, basically just to sabotage her own career as a sign of rebellion. You know what I'm saying? You know, just to rebel against what they created. You know, if you know, these people, we never understand how these people that sign these contracts and get involved with these labels are really put into bondage. Okay, and the things that go on behind closed doors to that are said to these individuals that keep them working and misleading the youth. Okay, you ask yourself, why can't these people, if they're so unhappy, why can't they walk away? All right, because they made an agreement. All right, they've sold their soul, and they've made an agreement. They can't break that oath. All right, they cannot break that oath.
I wanted that moment. At that time in my life, I was going through so much trauma. I had been through, gone through. I thought that was enough for me. I had the money, I had the cars, had the house, had the husband, had the kid, and none of it really was really that fulfilling. I mean, you know, it was for a time I was happy, but I needed that joy. I needed my joy back. I needed that peace that passeth all understanding. I needed that moment, you know what I'm saying? That when I was 3 years old, that church thing, that thing that my mother gave me that I was born into, I was looking for that.
Where the spirit hits,
yes.
And everybody has it.
Yes,
that
you know
whole
what I'm saying. And I had thought it had gone.
That thing that happens when we saw you in 1991 and you sing the Star Spangled Banner.
Exactly. I thought I'd done everything I was supposed to do, and Clive said, "No, it's not done yet." I said, "Clive, I've pretty much done it." He said, "No, there's some more to go."
So I believe that, you know, and then it's crazy because they saying that she was in that movie Sparkle. She was clean. She had got clean and everything for that movie. So, I don't know, man. It's just weird. It's weird to me, man. I find it to be abnormal, but I do know that this was a ritual that was performed in front of everybody. All right, and we have to take that into consideration. All right, so I hope we have a clear understanding not to play with certain spirits that you're not aware of, and to be very careful when dealing with the industry. All right, and keep in mind that these people are not for you. Okay, they never will be and never were. All right, it's about $1 to them. All right, so peace and blessings to all, man. I'll be back with another video once a week as always. God bless.
At some point, we have to wake up and realize that this thing is just too close, too similar. Mother, daughter, both in bathtubs. Something is very, very, very wrong with that picture.